there has never been time we had good governance. Because our political leaders, the school they attended, the leadership school they attended, is one that you and I don't even know where it is situated. Nigeria does not have government. What have is a caricature. Let me tell you, it's just that we have no name to call it.
Okay.
We have no name. Ordinarily, the government system you see they're bringing to play is toxic. It's not a kind of government system that caters for the need of the ordinary poor Nigerian. Government is all about the welfare of the people now.
Yeah.
So, if the welfare of the people is jettisoned, it's not prioritized, then would you say that government is good? So, in as much as anything you want to bring on board, the welfare of the people must be given 100% attention. The people that own the country are dying. 62% of Nigerians currently now are living below poverty line, and the president will be man enough, courageous enough to come out on television to want to applaud and say that he's doing well. If a president understands the pain, knowing that it is an anomaly, that the people should be suffering in the midst of plenty, he should have come with a reform, not a elitist tailored policy.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has again reiterated his administration stance that implemented difficult economic policies in order to save the country from economic collapse. Now, in a Friday statement to mark the end of his third year as president, President Tinubu, who is seeking a re-election, also highlighted some of the achievements of his administration and said, when his administration assumed office, the nation was faced with profound economic and structural difficulties, mounting fiscal pressure, unsustainable fuel subsidies, declining revenues, exchange rate distortion, rising debt service costs, insecurity in several parts of the country, energy supply constraints, and a declining public confidence in institutions all threatened the nation's progress. He went on to state that at the height of the subsidy regime, Nigeria was spending as much as 18.4 billion naira daily to sustain petrol subsidies and over 4 trillion in 2022 alone, resources that could have been invested in roads, healthcare, education, housing, and also critical infrastructure. And funny enough, multiple exchange rate windows and forex arbitrage created massive distortion, with Nigeria losing more than 8 trillion over 3 years to resenting and speculative practice. Had he refused to act, the nation would have drifted towards fiscal breakdown, worsening poverty, and also severe economic uncertainty. And in the area of insecurity, he said that his administration was doing the best that it can and working with international partners to ensure that all Nigerians were safe. But the big question is, are we better off now than we were 3 years ago? And if yes, on what area? And if no, what and where is this government lacking to bring about that better life for Nigerians it promised 3 years ago? Well, these and more will take center stage on the show today. And that is an extra on 3 years of President Tinubu's administration. That's what we're critically looking right here on Dialogue on Atlantic TV. We're extraying on the 3 years of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration, how far he has fared critically. Is it on a positive note or indeed on the negative trend? But anyway, it's never negative when we're having such discussion. Hence, we always tend to bring a resource person that will do justice to it. And we'll have no other person but Comrade Emeka Nwokocha. You do know is of the civil society group for good governance and democracy in Nigeria, and indeed pride himself as the Talakawa's president, as he says. Well, good day and welcome to the show, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mike. Thank you for having me.
Well, anyway, I wonder if Nigerians will be thanking President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on account of 3 years in office and all he read out. I was amazed. I watched that very statement and news press conference, and he had a whole lot to talk about, though. And I want us to critically look at it. Now, in his statement, he said, yes, he knows it has been really difficult for Nigerians. That he would admit. But in all, we could still also smile to see that some of these reforms were not intended to punish us, but were meant to change the narrative. So do you believe that's the truth? Was the narrative change? Were the reforms indeed helping to change the narrative, or were neither here nor there?
Okay, taking it from what the president said, thank God he says he understands the suffering, the so-called reform,
Mm,
is bringing upon Nigerians.
mm,
But where I do not totally agree with him is if he feigns ignorance that to the fact that the reforms have not actually yielding the needed dividend,
mm,
because this is a reform curated by him, conceived by him, fashioned by him.
mm,
So it is still only him that knows
mhm.
the benefits that will come, because I'm the ordinary Nigerian, true of
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, you are.
Good. And I'm expected,
Yeah.
to be able to eke out a living in my country, Nigeria, that is so blessed with enormous resources. I'm supposed to have opportunity to good housing.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to have, access to good food,
Yeah.
good education,
Mm,
good transport system, good Medicare,
mm,
good drinking water. Now, my create, all these things I've just mentioned, which are basic necessities, you can't say 10% of Nigerians have access to this. So whatever the president is saying, they are for him, but for the ordinary Nigerian, we are worse off. Okay? If you are coming to repair, we expect that you should try to tackle where the problem is, because
mm,
the ordinary Nigerian man, has over time been marginalized, been pauperized, been enslaved, been maltreated, been denied
mm.
the good things of life. So I expect that you should concentrate on the poorest of the poor. Knowing fully well that as of today, about 16% of
Mm.
no 62%, 62 million
Nigerians.
Nigerians.
Mm.
No, it's more than 62 million Nigerians.
No,
Are
62 million added to the former 160
good
million. Yeah.
are living below the poverty line. What does that tell you? So if a president understands the pain, knowing that it is an anomaly, that the people should be suffering
Mm,
in the midst of plenty,
mm.
it should have come with a reform, not elitist tailored policy. Focus on the poor and give them
So the
life.
reforms would have been geared into changing, elevating the
The-
poverty
The poverty he made,
being faced by
the suffering he
those.
made,
Okay. Now I'll play with you to hold on
it
because
is them doing that.
I'll play with you to hold on. Let's make this discussion progressive. And in making it
Yes.
progressive, I feel it would be out of place if we do not look at what he came to meet.
Okay, good.
It will be out of place if we do not talk about what
Yes,
he
yeah,
came
that's
to meet.
interesting.
And I want us to rather, I will not want to take him out of context.
Yeah.
I rather want to go to his statement
Mm.
that he read out or gave us on Friday, that very day. Now, let's go to his statement. He said, when my administration assumed office, our nation faced profound economic
Mm.
and structural difficulties,
Mm.
mounting fiscal pressure, or sustainable fuel subsidy, declining revenue, exchange rate destruction, insecurity in several parts of the country, energy supply constraint, and a declining public trust in institution all threatening our progress. Now, we really enmeshed in a whole lot of problems before his coming. Was the nation on a path of retrogression before he came? Was the nation prior to May 29th of 2023 were really deep in insecurity issues? And will you say we were so bedeviled with a whole lot of issues that his coming was more like wanting to change the narrative? Let's understand. How were we? Were we worst off to 2023?
To be sincere,
Yes.
there has never been time we had good governance. Because our political leaders, the school they attended, the leadership school they attended, is one that you and I don't even know where it is situated. When the government he took over from was running, we knew that we didn't have the good people in place to man the economy of this country. The country was
As
making,
of then.
as of then, the country was making money, and the money was being siphoned. Corruption was, a recurring decimal. There was stealing of public resources, there was mismanagement, there was lack of accountability, there was no monitoring. So all of them were part of what we were saying then. Politicians were getting rich. Politics became, an industry where you could get rich overnight. There wasn't any doubt. Our refineries were almost moribund. They were importing fuel and rather subsidizing, which was a very good policy. Now, these were the problems which were staring us in the face. He has come. Now, the question is, those problems he met, are we not worse off on each of those problems currently now? Are we not worse off? So, he hasn't brought any palliative. Rather, we have gone worst into the ditch. So, the reform he's saying he has brought, which I told you, he concocted, which I told you, he designed. It's only himself that knows where he's taking it to. But as far as Nigerians are concerned, the parameters to measure improvement in your livelihood, because governance, everything sum up together, right? Governance is all about the welfare of the people now.
Yeah.
So if the welfare of the people is jettisoned, it's not prioritized, then would you say that government is good? So in as much as anything you want to bring on board, the welfare of the people must be given 100% attention.
Okay. Well. Anyway, you talked about where we were and still remaining there.
What's off?
But I want to take your mind.
Yeah.
I feel if we want to make this discussion really impactful,
yes,
we should take it one after the other.
Okay, let's go.
Now let's go with that of subsidy.
Oh, very lovely.
His first utterance when he came on board. Now, we were spending nothing less than 18.4
like he said
daily.
He didn't show us the book
on subsidy. And I could, with the books even available, yes, this was certain. In the year 2022, we spent up to 4 trillion.
No, good.
But as of today, we're spending 0 naira on subsidy. So should that not be a plus?
Come in, Mr. Mike, I love you. Do you know I love you?
Yeah.
Good. Mr. Mike, who owns the country?
We do.
It's the people. Mr. Mike, is there anywhere in this world that public commodity is not subsidized for the betterment of the people?
Could be fuel, could be food, could be education.
Go across board. You want to mention America? Education subsidized, food subsidized, transportation subsidized, health subsidized, everything subsidized. Do you know why? The ordinary man, let me use that because it's derogatory. The average Nigerian man ought not to be called the ordinary man. What is ordinary? Right? Rather, the deprived Nigerian in the street should be able to live life. Have access to these basic necessities of life. We are not talking about luxury, Mr. Mike. Now, listen. What brought about the subsidy? Our refineries that were working, you guys, out of ineptitude, you killed refineries. All no one was working. Subsidy came. The subsidy is that the people cannot buy fuel that we produce in our country at 1,500. You can't mention it now. Now, that commodity must be subsidized so that the ordinary man in the village will be able to live his life within the 30,000 naira if we pay him. It's not the essence of the subsidy. He now saying we are spending 18 trillion. Ask him.
4 trillion.
The problem, Billion, the problem, is it on the subsidy or the corruption that led in the subsidy? The corruption within the subsidy, in the implementation of the subsidy, which he knows, all of them know themselves, they are in the same club. Why not kill the corruption and allow subsidy to run. Mr. Why can't we ask the president, could the president please challenge me on the debate? Or national debate? I will ask him a very select question. Sir, subsidy in your concept. I think he should be an auditor. He read one of these economic courses, if I'm not mistaken. Is subsidy a bad policy? The answer is no. The implementation of the subsidy is where the problem is. And they know themselves. All the one course, all the Shagaris, all the Adewales, all of them, they are all the ones eating the money. Why not go after them? Why not go after them and allow the system to
appreciate if we do not call names and yeah.
These names are fictitious names. All the Okonkwas, all the Shagaris, all the Adewales, all the Babalawos. They were the ones, eating the subsidy.
But minus the Nwokocha.
And the Nwokocha cannot be there. Because I cannot be there.
Okay.
And the president knows. And he's lamenting the economy. He's lamenting the economy. And he was part of the government. You didn't hear him raise any voice any day to say the person in charge was taking Nigeria to perdition. He didn't say it.
He was also a big wife of that.
And do you even know that? I love the president. He's discrediting APC. If Nigerians, if Nigerians know their onions, APC cannot watch one vote of Nigeria. He is now saying he met an economy in life support. And it was the APC, the party is heading, that ruled us for how many years? That means that party has no credibility. The party ruined the economy. Aren't you now saying this? Now, this is a personal testimony, to the worst situation we suffered in the hands of the APC.
Okay, well, anyway, the APC seems not to be the one on focus now, but Mr. President,
he said the one riding.
He rode.
I didn't know the one that was in the economy.
He rode on the back of the APC. Let's still return back.
What are we saying?
Let's still return back to the.
Let them continue.
He said when he came on board, there was double exchange rate, which we know, and it was massive distortion.
Let them carry on. I love him.
8 trillion was going to rent seeking, and indeed those that were speculative as it concerns the naira and the dollar. All of that has narrowed down, and we are now only using one exchange window. Should that not be credit to him?
You good, Mr. Mike. Let me tell you, credit. Thumb up. Yes. I want to tell people that the value of the naira, it's a deliberate thing.
Okay.
We did elementary economics. You could devalue your naira so that your goods will be cheap if we are a producing nation anyway. So that you have more people coming to patronize you. In terms of doing that, you make more money. Good. But the value of naira is intentional. And since he has said that, let me tell you, his coming into governance, is it to strengthen the naira or to worsen the naira? What was the naira exchange rate when he came in? And what is it now? What credit is he not taking? Is the president beating his chest that naira is a change at 1,500 to $1, whereas it was 600 before he came? No, how will I measure it? How do we not measure?
But wait, Comrade Emeka Nwokocha.
I'm getting right.
Yeah. He devalued the naira, like he said,
yes,
to bring in capital inflow.
I love that.
In talking about capital inflow,
yes,
if you take your mind back,
yes,
in 2023, if you look at the capital market, our share index was about 53,000, and our whole capital base or capitalization in 2023 was about 30 trillion, if I'm precise, 30 trillion. But if you now look at our capital base now, our all share index is about almost 250,000, and the market capitalization is about 160 trillion this year. That means he devalued the naira to bring in. Companies are declaring record profit and dividends. If you look at it in all financial sectors.
Good.
So he felt he deregulated the naira to bring in more capital inflow. So should the naira be high and we're not getting the value for the naira, even if the naira deregulated and we're getting more companies coming in, and companies getting dividends and profit making?
Sir,
Which would have been?
Companies getting dividends and Nigerians are dying of hunger. Which one do you choose? Company getting dividend, your people that own the country, whom you have hurt over time, you guys have hurt them over time, are dying in penury. So which one do you choose? Let me tell you, there's no way we can package this thing. It is a bad product that cannot be packaged. Whatever the president is bringing on board is a very, very bad product. Let me tell you, India had a similar problem. China had a similar problem. Within a space of 10 years, India was able to put 273 million Indians out of poverty. Between 2006 to 2016, China, between 2001 to 2021, China was able to put 850 million Chinese out of poverty on the average of 42 million every year. Let me tell you, the kind of economic policy that India adopted. Let me tell you about 4. India said, no, we have to concentrate on the poorest of the poor living in the slum. Do you know what they did? I will shock you. This is what a president that is empathetic should know. If he knows that he is there to serve Nigerians and give Nigerians life, the president will be saying this, declaring profits that are not feasible, that you can't even feed, that are not part of you can't touch. That is elitist, like I told you, it's elitist policy, where the money bags are the one benefiting. The people that own the country are dying. 62% of Nigerians currently now are living below poverty line, and the president will be man enough, courageous enough to come out on television to want to applaud and say that he's doing well. Who says that? Now let me tell you. Do you know what happened? There's what they call the Rural Living Mission. This is India. Do you know what that means? It ensures that SME, small, medium enterprises, money gets to the hands of the poorest of the poor to boost their income. The government was decisive, and it wasn't one-off. It was a policy concreted that must be followed through transparently, sincerely, patriotically, and all that. Do you know what? They look at it and said, by 2022, all Indians must have a home. And when I mean that home, when it was described, I said, wow, that apartment, right, will be fitted with liquefied petroleum gas connection, will be fitted with electricity, pipe-borne water, toilet facilities, that all Indians must have a home. I want to ask you a question. How many Nigerian homes currently have liquefied petroleum gas connection to your house, electricity, pipe-borne water, toilet facilities? I'm asking you. This is India. By 2022, every person. They didn't stop there. There was shortage of food, just as Nigeria cannot eat. They said there's what they call rural distribution scheme. What did they do? It was a government policy concreted. They go in there, they get the food, subsidize the food. They were going from home to home for that period of time to give out this food at what? Subsidized and affordable price. So that the citizens, the Indians, the people that own the country can have life. What do you want to say again? And again, they operated a system called Rural Employment, Compulsory Rural Employment Act. It was titled after Mahatma Gandhi. Do you know what that means? That every able Indian unemployed will have opportunity to pay the employment for 5-6 months every year. I'm making you understand something. This is not one-off. This is not one I come to a Jew Elegba. I am distributing handouts. And distributing. This is not concreted policy. And it was followed through. Do you know what? Let me take that off. China. Do you know that as of today, poverty rate in China is 0 minus 0.00. Within the space of what? 30 years. India, 10 years. They achieved this. How many years have we had democracy? Since 1999, how many years, Mr. Mike? Can you do the calculation for me?
Well, anyway, we've had it for almost 26 uninterrupted years.
We have no light, we have no road, we have no water, we have no food, we have no electricity, we have no medical, we have no school. Mike, see, our leaders are very, very lucky. See, Nigeria does not have government. What happened is a caricature. Let me tell you, it's just that we have no name to call it.
Okay.
We have no name. Ordinarily, the government system you see they're bringing to play is toxic. It's not a kind of government system that caters for the need of the ordinary poor Nigerian.
Well, talking about the needs of ordinary poor Nigerians.
Yes, it's not the essence of government.
Infrastructural drive was also a bane of this administration.
Okay, let's come to infrastructure.
Now, you do know that when it comes to infrastructure, he has said he has done a lot. Let's look at some infrastructural push he has done because we're assessing his administration. Now, we have had unprecedented advancement in infrastructure.
Who told him? Who sold? Why did you use that unprecedented? Who gave him unprecedented?
Please let me ask the questions. Yeah. He said so. Please. So we have over 2,000 kilometers of highways and major roads are under construction. He talked about the reconstruction, rehabilitation, including the Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway, which is a major and a mega one. The Sokoto Badagry Super Highway, which is also a major one. The Abuja Kaduna Zaria Kanu Road, which is ongoing. The East West Road, well, okay. And the many rural accessible road, all of these are happening within his period that he came in 2023 and up to now. And all of this is spurred or is geared towards stimulating economic growth, especially for the rural area. If you look at the Lagos Badagry and the Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway, it is geared towards shifting a whole lot of persons in that coastal line away from poverty into having most of their accessibility to market. The Lagos, the Sokoto Badagry Super Highway is also intended to do same. So would you not say this is a plus?
Yeah, it's a plus. Because we must expand our infrastructure. The ones he met on ground. Warri, Benin Road. What is the state? All the federal routes that were accessible before he came, they are all gullies. I think let us assess the presidency. I go assess them. All the federal routes. Mike, would you beat your chest and say yes? They are motorable, they are passable, they are in good condition. Only look at the one behind us here. I think the rest have come again. If not for the governor of Delta State, they are doing a remedial work. This Benin Road, you will be in Benin 2 days. You will not get to your destination from Warri to Benin. How many kilometers? And do you know one thing? Do you know that these are brothers from the north that carry, their goods, farm products, agricultural products? Do you know many of them fall on the way? Waste. Government don't care. In other climes, rail. It is through rail. You transport those commodities. But even road, give us road. All we as common road, give us road. Now Nigerian roads, federal roads, they are all nightmare. Mike, am I going to say that it's everywhere? So what credit now, as a sane person like me, you want me to ascribe to the president that he is doing well? I'm asking you, the ones he met. Yes, it's good to expand. But most the ones you met that are in sorry state, they will be like that. I don't even care. Do you know how many Nigerians die every day as a result of the bad state of our roads? And you don't care? The road to Abuja is unpassable. The road to Lagos is unpassable. The road to Benin is unpassable. The road to Auchi is unpassable. In 21st century, we are talking about road. When trains, metro lines connect cities, we are talking about road. See, the service, they are meting to the people they are giving us. Let them continue. I have told you that they cannot deceive us because we understand what good governance means, Mr. Mike. If there is good governance, I won't come here and start shouting.
Okay, well, don't shout yet because let's leave road and come to the oil and.
He mentioned road now.
Okay, well, anyway.
Oh, yeah, credit him now.
Okay, wait. Let's now come to the oil and gas sector, which he also is one of the mainstay in his own administration push. And when we talk about the oil and gas sector, major reforms, good, like he said, is being attributed there. And one of those reforms that we do know is the $5 billion LNG Train 7 project. There is nearly completion to boost energy production capacity, export, and dividend to help bring down the price of gas. That is in the pipeline. He has done major reforms as it concerns our moribund refineries. recently, there's a contract that was signed with the Chinese firms, 2 of them, to help rehabilitate and expand the Warri and the Port Harcourt refinery to help bring that. He has in every way supported local refineries, especially Dangote, with the crude for Naira swap, which he has introduced undermining. We don't know where that is for now. But all of this is geared towards the oil and gas sector, which is our main bane of economic push and drive, and that sustains us. Let's look at that.
Yes.
How well he has fared.
Mr. Mike, the LNG project, kudos. I tell you here.
Train 7.
Yes, I tell you here that Nigeria has the largest deposit of gas in Africa.
Most certainly.
I told you. So we must what? Ensure that we harness, that value chain. And that is exactly what a thinking president should do. And that is what he's doing. Kudos for that. This is one of the many we expect him to be doing right.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
Then the refineries, Mr. Mike. The refineries over time, had undergone rehabilitation. And nothing came out of it.
And another rehabilitation.
I ask you, Mr. Mike. Does Nigeria have money to be wasting?
No.
So Nigeria, is it a place where people will harvest public money and go scot-free? Steal money and go? I'm asking you, accountability? I have never seen a probe. I've never seen an audit. This thing should go pari passu. You can't spend money, the people's money, carelessly. They don't even care now. Because in as much as they don't care for the welfare of the people and the welfare of the people, money can be spent. Where's the money? But if they know the importance of the life of Nigerian, that the man, the young Nigerian in Ogulaha should have good health care, and somebody is wasting the public fund, the government must show the person the red eye. They don't value it now. So you can waste the money. So all this.
But the former GM of NNPC,
yes,
Malam Kyari,
yes,
is facing a $7 billion fraud case in the hands of the FCC.
Yes. Let me tell you. How much are they saying he misappropriated?
7 billion.
How many billions is those turnaround maintenance worth? That tells you that there are many Kyaris. Mike, I think we want to be sincere
in our analysis.
Thank God we are all educated. Mike, we know what good governance is all about. Even if I don't even know, on my part, I should be able to read about it. What we have here, is it a semblance of good governance? What we have here, is it a semblance of good? I'm here in your studio, feeling the good impact of the air conditioner. I'm here in the studio. Look at the cozy nature of it. I'm here in the studio. The light does not blink. That's Mike. It does not require angel to put this together. It's all about discipline, commitment, patriotism, doing something right. And that's the distance and what is lacking at the public sector. And any government that condones this character need not to earn my credit now. You need not to earn my credit. Because the people are dying. I have told you here, recently, World Bank came with a very startling statistics. And the statistics keep increasing every day. 2 million Nigerian children, my children, just child, are suffering under severe acute malnutrition. Do you know that only that alone is enough for the president on seat to resign? 2 million. Some countries in this Africa, how many countries in this Africa is 2 million in population? How many of them? You didn't even count up to 10. But our children, 2 million, are suffering under severe acute malnutrition. In other words, many of them are at the point of death. Or for what? No food. We have arable land everywhere. We can't feed our children. No, we cannot. Any government that cannot do that has totally failed flat. You don't have any credibility to come up and start saying something. I want to really hit them below the belt so that they should understand that Nigerians understand what good governance is. Don't just come and bamboozle me with makeup cosmetics. I cannot skew into that now because I know what good governance is all about. If the president is ready to deliver good governance, Mike, you will see it. Ask the president.
Okay, now I want to ask you, but before I do, in case you're joining us, it's indeed Dialogue, and today on Dialogue, we're taking a critical look or x-ray into the 3 years of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration. we're looking at the economy, especially as it concerns the reforms that he has initiated and what he feels the reforms are already doing to the whole lot of Nigerians, especially, the Talakawas feels differently, and they feel nothing is being seen at the grassroots. But when it comes to recapitalization of many banks and also some financial institutions, they seem to be raking in good money and taking it home on account of profits and dividend sharing. But irrespective of that, how well has he fared? And is he on the right track? If yes, what should he do to ensure that he continues there? And if no, what does he need to do to have a total return around and a change of narrative? That's why we still have no other person. But Comrade Emeka Nwokocha are really helping us to do justice on that. Mining, he feels a bit flat on some of the achievements of this very administration. But then we're achieving that discussion on it. Now, let's come to one critical sector that seems to be staring us in the face. It started way back almost 20 years ago. Has not changed in any way. We spend trillions of naira wanting to change the narrative, but many of us are still in captivity.
Yes.
Let's come to insecurity.
In captivity. Yeah.
Now, insecurity, before his coming, was indeed a critical one. During the lifespan of former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, we're being faced with the issue of insurgency, especially as it concerns the Islamic sect, Boko Haram to be precise. Then we never had ISWAP. But when Buhari came into office, we're dealing with not only Boko Haram, but ISWAP. And a new threat emerged, and we're calling it banditry.
Yes.
As it stands today, I doubt if ISWAP and Boko Haram is even more worrying than the issue of bandits and their adoptions and kidnapping. Now, this administration prides itself in working with international partners. For example, 3 weeks ago, we were being greeted with the news of the death of the number 2 man of the Islamic State in West Africa. Not only ISWAP, but indeed in the whole world. ISIS number 2 man was killed right here in Nigeria on the orders of not only President Donald Trump, but that of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in their synergy working together. This had never happened, and he feels his credit to his administration in his ability of bringing down strong elective terrorists that have been indeed giving nightmare to Nigerians. So let's look at insecurity that he came on board and met on a critical stage. Are we still neck deep into insecurity, or do you feel a change has happened? Or, come on, where are we as it concerns that?
A worrisome situation. Yes.
Excuse
very,
me?
very worrisome indeed. And do you know one thing? What we are seeing today is the information, that is accessible at the public space does not represent the true reality of what is really happening in Nigeria in terms of insecurity.
Okay.
Because you only get to know what is happening because the media reports it. Right? Okay?
Yeah.
Those in media could not report. And you definitely know how developed we are in this country. We have most of our communities are very, very remote at the 21st century, So if the media does not report, most of the things happening, so how would you know? Even with the what the media is reporting, you definitely know that the country has had, has a bag full of trouble. But Mike, do you know my worries? The government may be trying, doing the normal thing the same thing over and over again. Are you seeing any result? Do you know why there will not be result? See, the insecurity, you call it ISWAP, you call it ISIS, you call it anything you like, you call it. These things were those monsters bad governance was creating over the years. And what is the monster? Neglecting good governance. Neglecting the Nigerian child. I will still have them, their marginaries now, roaming the street. Now, the question you are asking now is that not only the federal government now, this I'm saying now, touches all the governments across board. Their marginaries. A child was born into this country. So the trade, the profession, the future is a margin. A child that should go through kindergarten, go through primary school, secondary school, and become a responsible ambassador. You are not giving that child the opportunity to develop himself. So what are you creating for the child? Is to become a terror to you. Now, A sensitive government, a practical government will do what? We had this mistake in the past.
Okay.
Now, how do we stop it, extinguish it, so that it does not continue? It should do what? Start correcting the errors, giving the children opportunity now, to be better citizens.
Just like Jonathan did with the Alamajiri school.
That was a good step. Sir, do you see the governments, both the federal and all the states? Are you seeing them doing it? Are they not still impoverishing the people? Are they not still, pauperizing the people, punishing the people, enslaving the people? Have they said, no, let us change the style? Are they not still doing the same old thing, the same thing till now? So how will insecurity abate now when they are saying, at times I feel like asking, these guys, you guys should be more knowledgeable than this comrade do. Do you know the problem? They know better than I do. But Mike, they will never do it because they do not believe in good governance. They will never do it because they don't have empathy. They don't have priority. They don't believe that section 14 that tells you that government should be properly delivered for the common good. They do not believe in it. That section 14 that tells you that the primary motive of governance is the welfare and security of people. They do not believe in it. If they believe in it, all their policies should be critical to addressing it. Are they addressing poverty? Are they addressing hunger? Are they addressing all these challenges in the north, in the south? Are they addressing it? Is it not seen the same way? So they are fighting it at the surface. The only thing that can extinguish insecurity is good governance. Give the children opportunity to be better citizens. That supply route will be cut off. When the child is responsible, they are coming to tell you go and do terrorism. How? When it's looking up to there to becoming a manager in the bank, to work in the oil industry, and the government is showing love that I love you, your future is secured. Why will that child go astray? So are they doing it? Are they doing it? And if you look at it, you discover that there's a direct link between poverty and this insecurity. Look at all African countries, where have this problem, insecurity. That is where poverty is seated, is deeply rooted. So you don't know. So there's a direct link between poverty and insecurity. Do they not know? How many seminars have they attended that these things were preached and spoken about? Do they not know? But are they committed to say, let us begin to do things right and allow Nigerians, to live life so that these things will abate? Let us reclaim our country, reclaim our children, reclaim our citizens, and reclaim ourselves and do the right thing. But they will not do it. You come here and start telling me security, and you know what to do. I don't know. Do you have terrorism in America? I don't know human beings. Do you have terrorism in Europe? I don't know human beings. But terrorism will only come here, because the people do not, the citizens do not have love. Citizens are supposed to have love for the country, no longer have love because the country does not show them love. So the country shows hate. Citizens buy into hate. It's hate they give back. It's a simple analogy. So why would they not do it the way the community is asking them to do it? You will not discover that things will be good. Even in our locality here, it has not snowballed into terrorism. The insecurity is everywhere because our governments everywhere, across in 36 states, both federal and capital, no one cares for the people. No one has social security for the people. No one cares whether a Nigerian child is dying in the home. Nobody cares. Whether a Nigerian child is going to school, nobody cares. It's not the character they bring to governance. So why will the country not have too much problem to handle? They're the ones creating the problem. They should be able to solve the problem because Nigeria is rich enough for us not to be having all these challenges left, right, center.
Okay, now let's come to judiciary and the reforms in our electoral process. You agree with me that really recently, Mr. President signed into law the bill that indeed we're talking about new Electoral Act 2026 was signed into law. That very bill was signed into law, giving way to a new bet of our new electoral process. Many will say, has our democratic process taken a shift from when he came into office 2026 up to now? Are we becoming more liberal in our handling of our democratic journey? Are we becoming more, is the judiciary even more freer than it was before now? And many will say, yes, it is, because two recent rulings undermined the narrative of the APC and also the ruling party and also the government itself. and gave birth to that supporting the opposition, especially as it concerns the timetable for the INEC general election. So let's look at judicial and electoral reforms under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu from 2023 up to now. Has there been a major shift? And
Okay.
will you say that shift is on a positive trend or deeply negative in itself?
I think the president made one statement. You cannot get a progressive country. You cannot fix a country, by comfort.
Yeah.
You need endurance. You need sacrifice. You need collective
Bargaining and collective effort.
progress. For collective effort, yes. The collective effort is what I want to buy. I want to take from there. If truly all of us are working towards the progress of our nation, who is judiciary? Who is electoral body? Who is INEC? Are they not supposed to work together towards a goal that will benefit everybody?
Yeah.
If the judiciary says the timing is wrong, why would INEC be running heter-scatter?
Already.
No, I'm asking you now.
No,
If judiciary says the timing is wrong and the center point is for the progress of everybody, if we're not imputing our own sentiment
into
the system, so why would INEC be running heter-scatter? Okay, judiciary say the timing is wrong, do it like this. Okay, it's not to rework it to suit that for the betterment of everybody.
And the fair playing
But
and the fair playing ground.
they might not be comfortable because of that ulterior motive. I'm asking you now. They might not be comfortable because of what they had planned, which this ruling would not score to. If it's a level playing ground, it's not reject your timetable. Good thing that is coming from judiciary, which ordinarily once it makes a pronouncement, it becomes law. Unless you go to a higher appellate court to vacate it, is it not? So if we are working as a team, believing that the country is our focus, where would there be all this rancor? You see it now. Where will it be all this rancor now? Because the judiciary must have looked into it and put national interest first. And if INEC puts national interest first, will there be all these squabbles and contention? So are you not seeing the Nigerian now? Are you not seeing it? This is exactly what I want the president to be seeing, using his very good eye to be seeing. If the president will not make electoral system free and fair, if he will not make it free and fair, there is nothing he will shout about good governance that anybody will listen, because everything starts and ends there.
Yeah.
If the system, that elects the people, through which the people emerge, is fraught with a lot of fraud, automatically that office he's sitting,
it's already
the governor is sitting, and the ones all the National Assembly members are sitting is already, fraught with fraud. You cannot ascribe any credibility to it. And are you seeing anybody? Are you seeing all of them working towards fixing our electoral system, or rather, they are contributing to ensure that it will never get fixed? Because they want to capture, they have captured state power. They want to hold on to it, either crook or hook. That is not what we are saying. All these troubles we are saying, we don't have any problem. Election ought to be a very, pleasurable exercise where I'll say, Mike, have you voted? I just voted. If I vote, I just go to my work. But if election wants to hold in this country, it's like war. They will block all roads, which all personal water carrier, APC carrier, with jet bomber, with everything for election that other countries will just go and they will vote. Everybody will now go and start for it. Because of what? The people behind it do not want this country to run. The people, I don't want to use uncut words here, but the people behind it are the ones who are putting us on the hands with. It's election battle. It's election war. I'm asking you.
No, it's not.
Do you need to deploy military troops to the street? I'm asking you, election.
No.
Okay. You see not what is happening in your country. So you won't even know what
but
is
it's our country.
I'm sitting on the fence.
Well, anyway, you are right here in the studio, and the studio is right here in Nigeria. But Emeka Nwokocha, I won't lie, time is not a friend. We'll be talking for close to an hour now. And if we continue on this trajectory or route, we'll definitely talk to you tomorrow. And you'll be looking at all angles. But all the same, we needed to look at all of these major angles. We're talking about our electoral, judicial reforms, economic reforms, insecurity, and most certainly infrastructural development as it concerns this very great nation. The most populous black nation on the planet. But anyway, it will be unpopular and quite uncertain if I do not say a big thank you to you. And I'm talking to no other person but the Talakawa's president, and indeed of the civil society good for good governance and good governance and true democracy in Nigeria. And I'm talking of no other person but Comrade Emeka Nwokocha. Thank you so much for joining us. And what better way to start off the week rather than on a progressive and indeed critical thinking note. Thank you so much.
God bless you guys.
Well, anyway, it's more like a wrap for us on the show today. I would always implore you that, let the discussion never end here. Anyway, it never ends here. That's why we always enjoy getting your reactions and comments on our different social media platforms. Funny enough, they're there. Let's get your reaction. How far has Mr. President fared so far? Since May 29th of 2023 up till this very moment, has he done well in the part of economic infrastructure? Has he done well when it comes to that of insecurity? Has he done well when it comes to that of infrastructural development? And what of electoral reforms and that of judicial reforms? Have all of that been a positive note? Or do you have a totally the same view as Emeka Nwokocha, who is indeed not giving any pass mark? Should I ask of a pass mark of it?
My student, I don't think the previous performance, would warrant, or rather, would warrant me, to be. I still want to put that my student on further tests.
Okay.
Because there must be a standard you must attain before you can take my exam.
Okay. But he's not sitting for the exam yet.
No. Okay. He's not sitting because the president might still come in the next 4 years. So we'll still have to wait.
Okay. Anyway, we'll just tell you not to wait. Just drop your comments. And let's get your views as it concerns all of that. But anyway, as I will always say, still remain with us because we have more to follow right here on Viewpoint on Atlantic TV. My still remain Mike Ekobadia. Bye for now.